Let's see. And up there we go. Hey everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you're just getting in, we're going to let a few people join in here. I've got a few things I want to talk with y'all today. First thing is I'm going to publish this poll here. So last week, LSU, they came in with a lot of doubt about themselves. Nobody knew just what to expect after losing out of 22 stars. In that game and not really looking very competitive. You throw in Derek Stingley Jr. and LSU gets a big, massive win, 41-7. Okay, so I'm gonna go share this video, do all my good stuff on this. I want to hear from y'all. Answer in my poll. Okay, did LSU drastically improve last week, or was Vandy just that bad? If you see the poll, vote. If you don't see the poll, comment. I want to know, like, what's the deal? Like, I put out a tweet out there. Edward Washington, hey Preston, Esteban, what's going on, my guy? PG, what's up, Esteban? Thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate y'all joining us each and every week. I want to hear from y'all. What do you think happened to LSU last week? I mean, was Derek Stingley Jr. got plugged in? It was almost magical the way that worked. As soon as you throw in a little Derek Stingley Jr., Elias Ricks just looked very natural in that number 2 spot. And then even Cordell Flott was a good bit better in that nickel position. So a lot to consider there. But, while LSU probably felt good about themselves for beating Vanderbilt and seemingly fixing a lot of their issues, there's a lot of doubt because Mississippi State got beat shockingly. They got beat this last weekend, and nobody really saw that one coming to a team that hadn't won an SEC game in 20 straight games. Arkansas was a historically bad team, and they're under last year, and they're under a new coach. So, we're all in a dazzle. Like, what's going on? Is Arkansas good? Is LSU bad? Is LSU really bad and Vanderbilt was just terrible? Man, who knows? I want to hear from y'all. Mike Scarborough in the comments. Of course, our fearless leader and owner at TigerBait.com. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? Mike, this is the TigerBait Midweek Live Show brought to you by Jordan Spector of Spector Sports Art. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I have the world's coolest painting behind me here. Joe Burrow, smoking a cigar, chilling, vibing with his Heisman Trophy. You could get one. The link is in the comments. So, it's in the description of this video. Okay? I want you to go check that out and go get one. Go put one in your man cave. Every time somebody sees this picture, they say, wow, that is so cool. Where do you get that? That's wild. It opens a whole new story for me. It is so cool. Okay. Let me show y'all a few details. I'm going to put this up close to the screen. Okay. I mean, this is not a cheap painting. Jordan really knows what he's doing. Lots of detail, smoking the cigar. You got Mike in the background, confetti on his arm, Heisman Trophy. Even has a message on there. Let's see if I can get the message on. It'll be tough. But yeah, 15-0. Joe Burrow, MVP, national championship hat, although a lot of us know it wasn't really a national championship hat. But look, you can't put what he had in his lap just in every man cave. And you can't do it, you won't make it. That was just the general message of that whole LSU team last year, who is now GOAT status. So, y'all go get you one of these. Go get you one, snap one. I'll give you a retweet, give you a shout out if you show me yours. Real talk. Let's see what we got here. Esteban. Regardless of them, Vandy being bad or not, LSU clean up a lot of misassignments and looked more confident. Esteban, that is so true, man. I mean, look, when you're bad at doing things in football, bad teams still take advantage of that. Okay? That's just how it works. I mean, you bad teams will expose you if you are bad. Okay, at anything really, but LSU seemed to make a lot of adjustments. I'm going to do a deep dive on all these areas that they struggled so badly with. They struggled in week 1. They struggled with pass defense. Well, they certainly tightened that up. They called too much man coverage last week. Well, they called a lot more zone. Running game. People were complaining about, they didn't do anything with the run. Well, they certainly cleaned that up, So they're doing things to help right now. Anybody who's watching this, I want y'all to notice there's a little share tag down there. Y'all share this video. Get some friends in here. I like having a lot of people commenting. I like addressing what you like. I don't like to come in here and read just a script off to you because, I like to hear from the fans. I love engaging. That's why we do this. So y'all hit that share button. I'm doing the same actually right now. I'm going to get it to maybe a few of my favorite groups here. Let's see here. Probably got to get it to Twitter too. Copy. I'm a one-man show here, so sometimes I have to take a small little break just to, spread the love here a little bit here. And I'm hoping y'all do the same. Again, I want some more comments in here. Did LSU drastically improve, or was Vanderbilt just that bad? Because I could see it anyway, and especially with Arkansas losing. I can't remember the last time I was this confused about just how good an LSU team is. It's been quite a while. Also, guys, at TigerBait.com, I'm going to pop this on the screen, y'all. Me and Mike have been going out and getting a bunch of really good games. This is what the site looks like right now. Okay, got Trevor Etienne film, and Trevor Etienne at Jennings High School just tore it up. Mike got a great interview. Go check that out. Okay, Walker Howard, the LSU commit, threw another big game, 5+ touchdowns. Dude already has cracked the 10 touchdown mark 2 games into the season. First time ever being a starter. Walker Howard's special, y'all. And we've talked a lot about the quarterbacks coming up in Louisiana. Okay, we don't have to worry about LSU going back to the days of, are they going to have to run the ball, toss dive? Does the quarterbacks even want to come here? No. Those days are gone. Got a lot of good guys. Y'all hop on over to Tiger to give it a try, but it costs $99 for an entire year. So y'all hop on over, give that a try, okay? So, my notes, okay? John Emery Jr. was the surprise of the game for me. And a lot of people are like, oh, what about the defense? Look, okay, is it a surprise that number 1 player in the country, Derek Stingley Jr., number 1 future draft pick, best corner, best DB in the country, probably best player, maybe? I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is pretty good, but maybe he's the best player in the country. Is it a surprise that when you plug a guy like in there, that the defense is going to drastically improve when you go from that being your worst spot to your best spot? No. What shocked me was that Chris Curry, who has proven himself to be a reliable back, was gone, and they didn't miss a beat. John Emery Jr. showed off, and I'm hoping that they reward John Emery Jr. with some good carries this week because he looked real good. I liked him a lot. The next improvement that I was truly impressed with, even more than what they did on defense, because again, I was expecting that. I mean, after giving up 663 yards, and it's not like LSU hadn't recruited good DBs, they were going to fix that. Like, I knew, there's just no way this team just gives up gobs of yards. I mean, they got back-to-back years where they've signed the number 1 corner in the nation. Okay, they got veteran guys back there like Jacoby Stevens, although he's more up at the line of scrimmage. You got Todd Harris back there. I mean, dude, this DB, they were going to be fine. Miles Brennan in one specific area impressed me a lot. He got rid of the ball a lot faster. I mean, a lot. And sometimes he checked down a little bit sooner than he should have. And, in all honesty, I'm okay with that after what he did week 1, where he just couldn't get rid of the ball, and you just saw the split on his numbers. When he got rid of the ball under 2.5 seconds, he was nearly perfect, and then when he held on longer, it was just brutal. Got a few comments here. Mike says, big thanks to Spectre Sports. Highly talented artist and great piece for any LSU. I agree, man. I mean, look, I couldn't pick a better piece for my man cave. I know y'all couldn't either. Vandy was bad, but LSU did show some improvements. That's kind of where I'm at, Edward. Good comment here. Got to fix drop passes. Now, that is a comment I'm glad you make because, the drop pass has been a problem. It wasn't just last week. That was one issue that LSU had. And it was way down on a laundry list of issues. You had, Miles Brennan holding on ball too long. Then above that, you had DBs not passing. Then you got play calling the running ball not so great. Then we got, too much man-to-man coverage, not enough zone. Okay. And then way down there was, oh, by the way, there's a few drop passes. It should be. Well, that was still an issue. Okay. I'm not sure if there is an easy fix for that. I know last year what Joe Brady did with the receiver catching drills helped them dramatically with their ability to catch the ball. I don't know that is there. I have no idea. No one knows who was there. Only Scott Linehan would know, really. So I don't know what the deal is with the receivers and catching the ball this year. I can tell you Terrace Marshall, even last year, had a few cases of the dropsies, although Terrace Marshall has just shown off to be he is definitely playing very well overall. He's looking like a first-rounder guy, but he's had a couple cases of the dropsies. He had that last year. Even in Georgia, he dropped a touchdown last year. But, sometimes it happens. I mean, he is a big, fast, strong receiver, and he's got a well above average hands. But overall, he's just big, fast, and strong, and that is what makes him great. And I'm not sure that any of the other guys are going to get perfect hands. I know a lot of young players have been dropping balls. We saw Kashawn Butte drop a ball. We saw Arik Gilbert drop a ball. So you would hope that over time that they would adjust. You have to think chemistry is part of the problem there because, all offseason long, Brennan got warmed up with Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is suddenly pulled from the equation. So you have to wonder what an issue that was. So overall, I think the receivers have been playing more good than not. But drops, you got to fix those. There's a few things that will just kill your team, especially when you're breaking in a new quarterback, and drops are one. I'm saying, bench him next up. Joe Burrow passed the torch. Can he pass it again? Look, y'all, that's ridiculous. It is absurd. Miles Brennan is on track to be statistically LSU's second best all-time quarterback. He has thrown for 682 yards. 7 touchdowns. He's completed 60% of his passes. Now, he has thrown 3 interceptions. So that being said, he's far from perfect, but he's good. He's been good. If LSU had a guy like Miles Brennan on a lot of these championship teams, not even champion, just, good 10-win teams or so, think 2010. Jordan Jefferson threw 7 touchdowns all season in 2010. All season. He threw 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, meanwhile. Brennan's done that in 2 games with only 3 interceptions. Okay, so he's on pace to throw 35 touchdowns by the end of the year. Remember the previous record was 28, y'all. Look, if you think Miles Brennan's the problem, you're not looking hard enough. You need to reevaluate. And when he is actually throwing the ball, he's actually very good. Now, in between, you can argue, he holds on to the ball too long. He takes too many sacks. He's not running very well. And you'd probably be right on all those. But actually throwing the ball, he's doing a very good job. I think he's doing a very good job leading this team as well. Let's see here. Bo Langlois. Hold up. This one is a tough name. Laglané. Yeah, I think I got that. Bo Laglané. LSU improved. I think if you can sit there and argue, yes, Vanderbilt was bad, and you're probably right. But I think that to argue LSU didn't improve would just be silly. I don't see how you see that. Let's see here. Esteban says it's been crazy how it's been. Yeah, it's been. Dude, 2020's been a special year. D-line looks like it's starting to solidify. Ready to see Glenn Logan this week. Yeah, Glenn Logan getting back is huge for this team. We've seen a lot of young players like Jaquelin Roy step in and play very well. But you want some veteran guys there usually. Ali Gay has come out of nowhere, and he is just tearing it up. I remember, we were talking about the recruiting class last year, and a lot of guys were like, well, he's a JUCO guy. LSU's got numbers issue. Are they going to let Ali Gay go? And our sources at TigerBait, they told us, oh, hell no. He's one of our favorite guys in this class. So it kind of rose our eyebrows a bit, because usually the JUCO guy would be one of the first guys to get cut, right? Well, that wasn't the case. So kind of told you something about how the coaching staff feels, and they were certainly on to something because he's a beast. D-line looking good. Jabril Cox looking good back there behind them in middle linebacker. Damone Clark even stepped up and looked good. I think this defense has a lot of pieces they're working with. They're gonna get better as time goes on. You're just breaking in a lot of new guys who aren't used to playing next to each other, and give them some time. Okay, let's see here. All right. We have now Mike Scarborough, y'all. He is one of the best at pronouncing names that I've ever seen. He's got a real knack for it. So I like it when somebody gives me, because I'm kind of I struggle from time to time. All right, we got Long Linier. Long Linier. Hey, I hope that's close enough. Appreciate it. The long I would have thought it would have been Lang or but there you go, Long Linier. Thank you for participating tonight, Bo. I appreciate you, man. I love all of our fans for this show. Hope y'all enjoy these shows we put out for y'all. So moving on to Mizzou. Okay, they're breaking in a new quarterback this week. He took over last week. Okay, he's a freshman. His name is Connor Bazelot. Okay, 4-star kid, highly recruited out of Ohio. You know who else was a 4-star quarterback out of Ohio? Joe Burrow. And that's why you should look into my guy, Jordan Spector, at Spector Sports Art. I'm going to play a quick little video for y'all, just showing some details. Hey, how'd y'all like that transition? Was that a little too corny there? 4-star quarterback, Ohio. Look, I had to make something happen there. But anyways, I just want to show this quick video. It shows a lot of the details he went into. Not only is it a great piece, but did you know that it benefits charities, both Ohio and Louisiana. Okay, a portion of the proceeds for every picture sold goes to Louisiana Dreams Come True. Okay, and the Joe Burrow Foundation. Joe Burrow went and started a foundation after his Heisman speech inspired millions to donate to the Ohio Food Bank. Well, now he's got his own food bank. They're saying, y'all support these funds by getting yourself the coolest man cave piece ever. Check out the details on the original painting here. Very cool. So thank you, Jordan Spector, Spector Sports Art, for donating it. By the way, I don't know if y'all can see the poll results. 75% of people so far are saying LSU improved substantially, more so than Vanderbilt was just that bad. All right, comments. TigerBait.com. Long Linier. I lived in Lafayette for 31 years. I know my name. Yeah, there's Mike Scarborough. Well, he lived in Lafayette longer than I've lived, so he certainly kills me in that. Michael Rayer, that's awesome. Thanks, Michael. Dude, I couldn't tell you how excited I was to pick up this sponsorship from Jordan Spector just because of how cool it is. And if you think that's cool, honestly, he's got a piece coming out soon. He's got one coming to me. I'm even more excited about the new piece that he's putting out. It's called Perfection. And look, I don't want to brag here, but I didn't name it. Okay, I got to pick out the name for his new piece, and it's just the perfect moment of when LSU climbed to that summit and went from, you know, a really good, promising team to the GOATs. I mean, there's no argument. So that was really cool. Let's see. Mike Scarborough in the comments. Galbert Rowe is Galbert. Well, I probably would have gotten that one. Come on, Mike. You have some more faith in me. Takes time to learn these things. Del Combre is Delcom. All right. Well, that one would have gotten me. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm a Baton Rouge boy through and through. And, you know, sometimes a lot of these Louisiana little things skip over me. All right. So, talking about Missouri. Okay, so they broke in Connor Bazelak last week. 4-star kid from Ohio. So far, he's 20 of 35 on the year with 235 yards and an interception. So people complaining about Brennan understand, like, yo, it could be a lot worse. Like, look what Missouri's having to break in. A redshirt freshman. Although, you know, highly recruited for a Missouri kid, they should be very excited to have him. He's 6'3", 220, good size, good arm. But the pieces aren't really there. And that it's kind of good for LSU that they are breaking in a new guy, because the routine for LSU this week is changed a good bit. I mean, it is, they were supposed to play in Death Valley at 8 o'clock Saturday night, Death Valley. Supposed to be right at home. Now in COVID, everything's different, of course, but you know, at least there was a level of comfort. You know, they get their victory walk downhill. They get, 25% capacity. They get to sleep in their own beds, so on and so forth. Well, now drastically that's been changed. Micro rant real quick. Why in the hell has LSU not gotten to travel to Missouri yet since they joined the SEC? Yo, SEC office, get your act together, man. Like, there's no reason. There is absolutely no reason why there needs to be this little rotation. I mean, LSU's been to Florida 10, 20 times, in the last 20 years, 20, 40 years. I mean, every other year, they're going to Gainesville, okay? But, and that's it. That's all they see out of the East. Why can't they do something where, they rotate more than one? They literally get one new opponent each year. So sometimes you want to even go to the road. You might not see a new SEC East place on years where, you get, Florida on the road. Well, guess what? They're just coming to your stadium. So it literally takes, what is that? Okay, so it takes 12 years. 12 years, y'all. Dogs die in that amount of time. I could have a puppy, Tofu, my dog, might not live to see LSU make it to Missouri another time, because it is more than his lifetime in which you rotate in the SEC and play your SEC East teams. That is hot garbage, y'all. And it, I don't want to point to certain teams, but certain teams get to play easier teams in the division than other teams, and sometimes that helps them win the West more often than not. So SEC dude, look, I understand rivalries are important, man. Look, I don't want to see Georgia Auburn go away. I'm sure Bama loves playing Tennessee every year in all sincerity, but I mean, before you pick rivalries, shouldn't you pick a fair champion? It's absurd. So that's my little micro rant on the garbage that is the SEC office with their schedule. Get it right, man. Like, rotate. At least rotate 2 teams or move to a 9-conference, whatever, man. I mean, anything works better than, okay, well, you're going to play. Well, let's see. How many teams are in your division? You get 7. So there's 6. Okay, what if we get another one from the East and you played the same 7 teams every year, but then we have another 5, what is that? 5 teams another 6 teams in the division, but those 6 you rotate out with them. So you only play one of those 6 every year. So it's almost like there's like a micro conference within your it's like a non-conference that rotates. I mean, literally LSU will play certain non-conference teams more often than teams within their own conference. Think about that. That is absolutely bonkers. There is no reason for that. Get it right. All right. Esteban, I hated that deal. Me too, Esteban. Me too. Let's see. Either Florida or Georgia get upset this weekend. All right, hold up. Let me pull up SEC schedule here. Schedule week 3. I'm about to say I didn't even look at those matchups because there must be a serious upset we're talking about here. All right. No, that's last year. Let's say 2020. If you see who those teams are playing, drop them. I'll look into that. I'll see if what you're telling me is real news or fake news. Let's see here. All right, Alabama at Tennessee. Okay, don't overthink it.
We're having our biggest truck and SUV
y'all hold up. Robinson Brothers is invading my podcast. Robinson Brothers, we charge for that, homie. All right, let's see here. Alabama at Tennessee. Alabama wins by 17 plus points. Don't overthink it, okay? Auburn at Ole Miss, okay? Dude, I keep on expecting Bo Nix to step up and take that step and Auburn to get their act together, but they don't. I'll take Ole Miss in that one. All right. He's saying Florida or Georgia. All right, Missouri. No. I'm sorry. Here we go. Auburn at South Carolina. Auburn pulled through on that one. Kentucky at Tennessee. Tennessee comfortably. Jesus, y'all. Am I messing this up again? Oh, this is all messed up here. All right, well, look. I'm getting messed up schedules here. I'm going to pull it up in a bit, review those. I'm not exactly sure about those upsets, but I'll tell you where there won't be an upset. There will not be an upset in Columbia, Missouri. Okay? Missouri, I mean, Coach Drinkwitz does not have that team quite ready to roll yet. They're still struggling in a lot of facets. I mean, it's just not ready to roll. New quarterback, freshman guy, got a good arm. I like him. But LSU's an improved team. I think Stingley, Elias Ricks, I think they're actually going to slowly start to ease into a lot of their man coverage again and start to do blitzes. I mean, Bo Pelini, like I said, one of his big problems with his defense was that, he had so much success with his aggressive play calling that he got lulled into a false sense of security. Like, okay, yes, we got beat on that one big play, but I don't know. All right, here we go. Real schedule. Florida at Texas A&M. Nah. No, dude. No. Texas A&M looked terrible against Vandy. I mean, they and look, I thought LSU might struggle, but from what I saw LSU against Vandy, I mean, LSU is night and day better than what Vanderbilt brought on the table, and Texas A&M struggled with that same team. Nope, Florida ain't having it. Nope. Let's see here. South Carolina at Vanderbilt. South Carolina. Let's see here. Tennessee at Georgia. Now that is interesting. Because I don't have a lot of faith in Georgia, but they do look better with Stedman Bennett at quarterback than they did with the freshman rolling out there. But let's see, is Jared Garantano at quarterback? I'm going to go Georgia still. I think Georgia still has that one. And for the rest of them, by the way, Arkansas at Auburn. I'm not a believer of Arkansas yet. I thought Mississippi State just tanked in typical Mike Leach fashion. It happens, you know. Then we got Alabama at Ole Miss. Yeah, no. I think Ole Miss puts up 24 points, but Bama probably puts up 41 points. And then Mississippi State at Kentucky should be interesting. Both of those programs got upset recently. Give me State. I still got faith. Give me the Leach. I'm never betting against Leach. Let's see here. Going to the game. Awesome. Shannon Collada going to the game. Very cool. Enjoy. Let's see here. David Risk. What channel will the LSU game be on Saturday? Okay. Very good question. It will be moved to the SEC Network's alternate channel. So it's like they have two SEC networks going. Okay, so if it's channel 82 normally for your SEC network, move up one to 83. I would check with your cable provider and see if you get that channel and see if not. If you don't have it, y'all, the best way is go onto ESPN.com and stream it. Okay, you can watch it there. You know, and if you just put in your cable information, you'll be good to go. If not, check to see if you have the SEC alternate channel. Let's see, Joshua Forbes, Auburn by 20. Okay, that's about right over Arkansas. I'd say that might even be generous. And Ole Miss by 21. You think Ole Miss beats Alabama by 21 points? That's a lot. I think they might lose by 21. Anyways, why hasn't Cardell Thomas been talked about? I mean, ultimately it comes down to they have more veteran guys in those positions at guard. They got Chasen Hines, who's locking down that left guard spot, and he's playing well enough to handle it. So, you know, Cardell Thomas hasn't had his turn yet. You know, I think he'll be there. David Risk, I have the SEC Network. Thanks. No, I get it. Yeah, SEC Network. Just check to make sure you have the alternate SEC Network channel because it's going to be on like the alternate SEC Network channel. Usually when you put that channel on, it just has the just a little song going on. You got to make sure you have that one. You're probably right, but it's wishful thinking. Yeah, Josh, I'm sure most LSU fans wish Bama could lose by 21 every week. I mean, I'm sure they do. Guys, before I move on here, I'm going to Spectre Sports Art for sponsoring us once more. As y'all can see, the coolest piece of artwork you can possibly put up. Okay, go ahead and get you the Burrow painting. Okay, Heisman Trophy, got the cleats, got the confetti, all the details. I mean, it even has Burrow written on the SEC graduate little pen there. Oh, I mean, it is just an incredible piece of work, y'all. I mean, something that will always catch your attention. I want you, if you get one, post a picture, tag TigerBait's Facebook page, or tag me on Twitter, tag my Facebook page. I want to see it. It's cool stuff. I'll give you a shout out. So, appreciate y'all for getting that. I'm going to play his video real quick one more time, just showing you all the little details here. So very, very cool stuff. David Risk with a good roster questions here today. Jacobian Guillory. All right, Jacobian Guillory, last I checked, was just behind Jaquelin Roy on the depth chart. They went with Jaquelin Roy last week when they needed him, but I think they're trying to preserve a red shirt on him if they can. Okay, now COVID changes the rules on red shirts. Apparently they're going to give red shirts basically to anybody who wants it, but who really knows how that's going to end up happening. So I would assume in a perfect world they would rather keep him to under 4 games. But that being said, Glenn Logan coming back will help a good bit. I think they'd rather roll with Glenn Logan and Neil Farrell as their starting defensive tackles. And he's right. Jaquelin Roy is a monster. I think both of those dudes are some monsters. And you know what? They're not slowing down on the defensive line trail, bringing in monsters. We talked Mason Smith and Corey Foreman, the number one defensive tackle and number one defensive lineman, were both on campus for LSU's opener. And LSU's made a strong impression with these guys. And they're literally just waiting for when they can take their last few visits. Okay, so that's been delayed till 2021. We'll see how that goes down. Signing day is in December. Will they just decide? Who knows? I expect, look, I'm predicting both those guys end up at LSU. So keep a close eye on that for sure. Mike with some good insight here on Foreman and Smith there. Guys, I want to encourage y'all. Go check out TigerBait.com. Here's a look at what we got going on here. Some great footage on Trevor Etienne, of course, little brother of Travis Etienne, who is at Clemson, right? Got some good Walker Howard footage, okay? And just lots of good stuff, and there's more coming. Me and Mike have been on the ground. I was at Memorial Stadium last night for a game that was supposed to be played right now. That's why my show is right now instead. Because it was basically flip-flop the show and the game. And it was an incredible game between Edna Carr and Catholic High. And I got to see some great targets. I got Tygie Hill, defensive tackle at Edna Carr. He was a presence. I got to see Emory Jones, left tackle at Catholic High. And he really impressed me. I mean, and he is a man out there. And lastly, I got to see Shelton Sampson, the great young talent at Catholic High. And that's a big, tall, he's 6'4", and he can blaze, y'all. David Risk also mentions Arch Manning. That's another kid who's 2023 class. Very good at Newman. Me and Mike we're sitting here trying to figure out who's better, Walker Howard or Arch Newman, going back and forth at it. And they're neck and neck. They are both incredible. They are both tearing it up this season. LSU looking good on the recruiting trail, and there's no place to keep up with this recruiting trail that's better than TigerBait.com. I want y'all all to give it a try. It is $1. Okay, I would really love it. We give great insight. You can ask these specific questions. Yeah, we'll answer these questions on the live show here once a week. But any question like that you got, you can ask on the thread, the Tiger Den forum, anytime you want. Me, Mike, Brian, we'll get you some good insight on it. You know, so y'all drop on by TigerBait.com, $1. Once you're there, do yourself a favor. Give yourself, just pick the annual option. It's only $99 for an entire year of insider information on LSU recruiting, football, analysis, everything you could want as an LSU fan. That's all we do is LSU, all of us. So I definitely encourage that. And the $99 option for those of us who are married in life, it passes the wife test. She only sees it once a year. She can't complain about it. So that's why we always push that real hard. So prediction, Missouri, for the Missouri game. I've got LSU cleaning up even more on offense. I think John Emery will get the start, but we're going to see a lot of rotation there. I think we're going to get a lot of Miles Brennan getting rid of the ball quickly, hopefully cleaning up on drops and bad read interceptions. I mean, Miles Brennan had an interception against Vanderbilt that was just ugly, y'all. He missed a wide open receiver, sailed it by about 5-10 yards, and just ugly interception. Sometimes he just throws off his back foot and it just looks bad. I'm looking for that to get cleaned up, but I think LSU puts up some serious points. I've got LSU beating Missouri 45-17, and I think they're going to really try to work out these kinks before going to a big game against number 4 Florida. Or as Jacob Forbes would predict, they'll probably be number 3 because Georgia will lose. Who knows? Anyways, so I think that Missouri will try to take a few shots with breaking in a new quarterback, and they've got some talent at receiver. I think they're going to go after Cordell Flott quite a bit, And, Cordell Flott mostly has been good this year, but he will give up a handful of plays. That's why he's such a natural fit at that nickel spot, because in nickel, if you give something up, it's in the middle and there's support. I think they will get a few plays, but just hold off. I think it starts slow. I think they might even take like a 10-7 lead, something like that. But this LSU team, they just churn on, and it seems like every time they roll out, they get better. I mean, even throughout the game, like at Mississippi State, they got better toward the end. Except for the defense. But defense got better against Vanderbilt, and they just get more and more comfortable. Will Finley and Max Johnson play second half? No. We don't see anybody but Miles Brennan unless Miles Brennan gets hurt. Okay, it's one of those years they really want to preserve red shirts. COVID is kind of unclear what the rules are with that. And to be quite frank, Miles Brennan still needs a little bit of development. I think there's a lot of hope that if they can get reps from Miles Brennan and get him clean and polished into this system, Miles Brennan, if he keeps on doing what he's doing and steadily, slowly but surely improves with reps, I mean, we could be talking about a big year for him next year. He could come in and really be playing for everything, because LSU is going to bring a lot of talent back. They're not going to lose very many players this year. 2021 will look like a very good team, and Brennan might be in a position, who knows what the ceiling is for him. So I don't think you're going to see anybody until at least the final 4 games of the season, or assuming they're in a position to play in a bowl game or playoff, whatever it may be, until the final 3 games of the regular season. SEC championship, back that up one, just so on and so forth, based on whatever position they're in. Then that's whatever they're in position to have final 4 games, that's when we'll start seeing those guys. That's what I would expect. Let's see, Josh Forbes 24-21 LSU gets into a slugfest with Mizzou. Wow. I thought last week LSU would show a tight game and start working to improve. I was wrong. It was a blowout. I think this week LSU is going to be looking to do a lot more than that, because if they're 3 points better than Missouri, they're a lot points worse than Florida, and that's going to be rough. And like I said about this LSU team, y'all, I mean, I still think this is a 7-3 team this year, which is good. Most seasons that's 9-3, good spots. So, don't write them off quite yet. I want to thank everyone for tuning into our show tonight. I want to thank Jordan Spector for sponsoring this with his great Burrow Painting. He's looking to come down and show off his new work, so y'all keep an eye out for that. I'll be all over it. Hope y'all get you one. And I thank all y'all for watching. Y'all make sure to hit the get notification buttons if you're watching this. So just when we go live, you get some notifications. We've been putting out some good live content here recently. And y'all make sure. Esteban asked about the throwback videos on our YouTube page. That's another place you can follow us. Go to our YouTube page. We're constantly uploading new and throwback content. It is really growing. It's a lot of face. It's TigerBait.com. Okay, no dot. Just TigerBait.com. Go give us a like and follow on YouTube, our Facebook here. I've got all of our social handles there. Wait. Let's see if I can. Yeah, all of our social handles there. Yeah, see, I aligned it with the pen right there on the screen. So y'all go give us a follow there. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great week. We will see you after the game Saturday.